Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Am I the Butthole Reddit video. Am I the butthole? I went with my friend to a restaurant that was originally reserved for me and my wife. Yesterday was my birthday. My wife, a 28-year-old female, and I, a 30-year-old male, had made reservations at this really nice Korean barbecue restaurant for dinner. My wife is 4 months pregnant. However, her friend wanted to hang out with her and had called her the night before my birthday. My wife said that this was a childhood friend of hers and that she really wanted to spend time with her. I reminded her that it's my birthday, but she just dismissed it, saying my birthday comes every year, but her friend will be leaving for Germany in a few weeks. I told her that she could go after my birthday as well, but she did not listen and just went to a sleepover at her friend's place. I got really mad at her, and instead of waiting for her to return home to talk things out, I asked my friend if he would like to hang out with me. He was fine with it, so we spent the day fishing, grilling, hiking, and went to the Korean barbecue for dinner. When she came home after spending time with her friend, she apologized to me, saying it was an unavoidable circumstance. I told her that it wasn't a problem and that I spent the day with my best friend. She got mad that I'd take him to the restaurant that we had booked for ourselves. I said that it was originally for us, but since she prioritized her friend over me, I took the person who prioritized me on my birthday. She said that I'm controlling and that I shouldn't be deciding who she spends time with. Now she's not talking to me and she is not coming out of the room. I think I went too far by telling her who she should be spending time with. Am I the butthole? Am I the butthole for quitting on the spot even though we were understaffed and it made my manager cry? I worked at a retail store in the mall. The store is divided into men's, women's, and children's clothes. I always worked women's, and on the weekdays I was always the only employee in that entire section. I also only worked evening shifts because of my university schedule. Yesterday, myself and 2 other employees clocked into our shifts. My manager, Lisa, pulled me aside and told me, "Your dad has called the store 5 times asking for your schedule. Please tell him to stop." I got extremely confused because that didn't sound like something my dad would do. I even texted him and he said he never called the store once. I honestly have no clue who would even do something like that. We don't wear name tags, but my ex-manager always told us to tell customers our names to make their shopping experience more personal. I had a bad feeling and asked Lisa if she gave my dad my schedule, and she said she did. I told her that wasn't my dad and she had no right telling a strange man my schedule. She got annoyed and told me that it wasn't a big deal and I was being dramatic. I then quit on the spot, which only left her and 2 other employees to watch the entire store. She kept apologizing and even burst into tears because they were understaffed. Am I the butthole? Am I the butthole for supporting my ex-husband to sue my current husband for using my son's emergency fund money for his golfing trip? I'm a 35-year-old female, and my 13-year-old son passed away from cancer 3 months ago. It was so devastating to me and his dad, my ex-husband, and grief has been tense in those months. We were left with an emergency fund my husband and I saved for our son, and recently I discovered that my current husband, a 34-year-old male, used it to go on a golfing trip in another country that he just returned from. I found out via checking financial records, and I blew up at him and asked why he used my son's money to go on a trip while I was grieving. He said he needed support too and to lift some weight off his chest after I kept pushing him to the side and ignoring him, but I was and still am grieving and needed space. He wasn't the one who lost a child. Despite him being the step-parent, my husband made it clear he never felt any connection to my son, basically blaming his medical condition for not having a chance to bond. My current husband and I had a huge argument. My ex-husband heard and was so mad. He confronted my husband, calling him an unhinged opportunist, and said he was going to sue him for taking the money after accessing it through me. I told my ex-husband to go ahead and sue, and my husband was shocked that I agreed and condoned this mistreatment from my ex towards him. He asked me to tell my ex to step down, but I said no. My husband then lashed out, saying he too was and is grieving and that my ex and I are ganging up on him with complete disregard for his overwhelming grief and sorrow. We haven't spoken since that argument and things keep getting worse. He is now texting about how I should stand with him, my husband, instead of encouraging my ex to take his anger out on him like that. Am I the butthole for potentially ruining my classmate's career? I'm a 20-year-old female and I am a college student. In my country, a lot of students hunt for internships because it helps in getting a better pay package during placements. I've been casually talking with this guy, R, who's also my classmate. He was all friendly at the beginning, but started flirting recently. I never once flirted with him and always just ignored his moves, but last week he asked me out and I said no. In fact, I apologized to him to have him think that somewhere in our conversation I might have led him on. He ghosted me and I didn't think much of it. But 2 days later, he texted me again asking me out. I told him that I already said no, to which he replied he gave me time to think over and that I should be grateful for it. Not gonna lie, I got pissed and told him to flip off. Then he got pissed and called me all the names under the moon and just slut-shamed me for it. I blocked him, but he made his friends to cuss me out too. I got super frustrated and called him out on my story, along with attaching the screenshots of our chats. Around 30 people saw, and one among them is Placement Mentor, a fourth-year student. I didn't think much of it because after the story, I blocked them all and went ahead with my day. The placement head saw this kind of behavior unacceptable and appalling, so he reported this to our department head. Apparently in my college, this kind of behavior is labeled as harassment and punishment can lead to suspension. The department head and placement mentor called me to the department head's office to give my statement, and I did. I showed them everything. Well, R got suspended for 3 months for his behavior. R was about to get a very good internship in a government company, but since he got suspended, that internship is also gone. Our professor P loves him, and he called me to his office to go and make another statement to the department head saying that I forgive R and that there are also wrongs from my side. Our department head assembled me, R, his parents, and our 2 professors, P and Q, into his office. The department head asked me if I was willing to forgive R, which would get R off the suspension. Something inside of me wanted to see R suffer, so I told him no. I was harassed and I wanted him punished. R's mother berated me in front of everyone, saying that I'm the one who led her son on, and I'm doing this purposefully because he's my competitor. That her son is the victim here. The department head didn't listen to her and gave R his rightful punishment, well, at least according to me. Well, now our internship started and few of my friends said I took it too far. R just called me names while texting and I got him suspended for that. Some of my other classmates called me a bully and an a-hole for ruining R's bright future, and Professor P called me outside the class today and told me that he's extremely disappointed in me, and it's because of girls like me, potential careers of men are ruined. This actually made me cry, and I'm rethinking whether what I did was actually too extreme. So Reddit, am I the butthole? This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to be the first to know when the next one drops, now's the time to subscribe. I'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.